Now at 6, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Well, the rain has calmed down in the last several minutes, but it'll pick up again and it'll continue on and off all night. Good evening and thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. The weather impact is over, though. We're still watching for that rain, as we mentioned, but not as much as we were tracking before. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank is here with the first check of the forecast. Rach?
Yeah, a good sign. The National Weather Service has canceled the flood watch that was previously in effect until 8 o'clock. Just looking at the latest radar trends, you will still see some showers here in the eastern part of the state, climbing right up 395. But this is kind of the last gasp. So Voluntown, Plainfield still seeing some rain with a couple leftover showers here through Stafford and also Putnam as well. You'll notice some really wicked storms to the west of us, and it almost looks like they're heading in our direction. But because this overall storm is going to be lifting to the north, it'll kind of take these storms along with it. So other than a spot shower, after we get these out of here, it looks like the worst of the weather is over with, and we deserve a break at this point. However, there is a flood warning in effect for the Still River at Brookfield, also a flood warning for the Housatonic River at Stevenson Dam. Minor flooding occurring at both of these locations, and the Still River will fall below flood stage after midnight tonight. Also, the Connecticut River, a bigger river, continues to climb. The bigger rivers take some time to rise, with minor flooding forecast as we head through the coming days. Other than impacting ferry service, it won't impact any homes along the Connecticut River. Overnight lows will be in the 50s tonight. Tomorrow, clouds, fog, break for some sun. It is a much drier day with highs up around 70 and only an isolated shower. We've got another day like it for Thursday with a different change towards the evening. We'll explain coming up.
Thank you, Rachel. Well, at this hour, we've gotten at least 3 reports of Connecticut students actively sabotaging their own studies. Students are apparently using conductive materials, so like paper clips or pens, to set their school-issued Chromebook laptops on fire.
Yeah, it sounds ridiculous, not to mention dangerous, but it's enough of a problem that several superintendents have sent out notices. Fox 61's Jamal Johnson reports from Newington.
Some Connecticut students are finding another use for their Chromebook, but it's not about learning. Instead, it puts themselves and everyone in their classroom in danger. Last Thursday, Newington Fire Marshal DJ Zordon says first responders were called to Newington High School.
We were notified about 11 o'clock in the morning for a fire alarm, and then subsequently information came in that a Chromebook or a laptop was on fire.
The cause of that Chromebook catching fire? A social media trend that shows students using conductive materials to short circuit their device.
We were made aware of the TikTok trend that day. Some students were coming up to personnel on scene, and administration was also becoming aware of it at the same time.
Since Newington High School's incident, the trend has spread to more of Connecticut schools. Cromwell School District sent a statement to Fox 61 that details fires that originated from Chromebooks in their school. That school had to be evacuated.
The danger is not just to themselves. So obviously, by tampering with the equipment, in our case, it caused more smoke than fire. We don't want anybody inhaling that stuff. There is a potential that the batteries might explode. It doesn't just endanger the person that's doing this, it does endanger anybody that's in the immediate area as well.
Alexis Silva, a business owner in Newington, was shocked when we showed him the trend.
After the video I just saw, come on, I'm glad my kids aren't around that. I understand trends and I understand being young and dumb, but that's just ridiculous because from the videos, it looks like somebody could get hurt. It looks like you could start a serious fire.
Silva says he thinks some students take this technology for granted.
For us to have a computer, it was a big deal, so we definitely appreciated it, and they taught us to take care of it, to destroy it, but not only destroy it, but you could destroy other people's lives by putting them in harm's way.
Fire Marshal DJ Zordon said that they are still investigating the incident that happened in Newington last week. School districts like Cromwell say that engaging in this activity is considered criminal behavior, and students who are caught will risk suspension or a possible expulsion. In Newington, Jamel Johnson, Fox 61.
Well, tonight, New Haven police are looking into who killed a woman found dead in a cemetery last week. Her name is Naisha Mendez.
And as we continue to learn more about her life, Fox 61's Alicia Hercules spoke to police about where they are in the investigation.
It was here at the Evergreen Cemetery where police say Mendez's body was found on a dirt path near the crematorium.
Friday, May 2nd at approximately 7:50 p.m., Officers responded to a 911 call from Evergreen Cemetery. A gentleman had been walking his dog and discovered a deceased female.
Police identified the woman as 35-year-old Naisha Mendez, a wife and mother of 3 sons, according to her obituary. Mendez's cause of death was ruled a homicide.
Based on the number of wounds to Mrs. Mendez's body, it was evident to investigators this is a homicide.
Chief Carl Jacobson of the New Haven Police Department says they're unable to release how she died, but can say they have a large amount of evidence to work with.
Unfortunately, there was a large amount of blood in this case, so they're running through a lot of evidence. They executed multiple search warrants, also doing search warrants for phones, which take a little time to get back.
Police have narrowed down the possible timeline of the crime to a 4-hour window between 4 p.m. and the time of the 911 call.
We know that there was a funeral, a larger funeral there till almost 4 o'clock, and the body was discovered at 8. So we had a pretty concrete timeline from there.
Chief Jacobson says this is an isolated incident.
At this time, we believe it's an isolated incident, that the public is not at risk, and it's not connected to any other New Haven incidents or anywhere else.
Chief Jacobson says the investigation is making good progress. He hopes to make an arrest in this case soon. In New Haven, Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.
Last week, the U.S. House passed the Take It Down Act. It would make it illegal to knowingly publish any non-consensual intimate imagery on social media, and it would require big tech companies to remove the content within 48 hours of being notified about it.
Yeah, this bill now heads to President Trump's desk. Fox 61's Emma Wolforst is at the state capitol with more.
Yeah, survivors and advocates tell me finally seeing this legislation make it through Congress is a great step forward, but they believe there's still work to be done.
Big tech has been weaponizing our content, our bodies, our lives for years.
Connecticut native Leah Juliet is an activist, advocate, and survivor.
I was first victimized by image-based sexual violence when nude photos of me were shared as a teenager in high school. I didn't speak up about it for years, but when I was in college, I finally started to tell my story and advocate.
Juliet's been fighting for years against online sexual violence and says big tech companies need regulations.
It's about making sure that self-harm content, suicidal ideation content, risky content, sexual abuse isn't made accessible, which then leads to physical in-person harms. It's a stone's throw away, and we can prevent that harm from happening in person and in public.
While they say the Take It Down Act is a start, they think it's not enough, and federal lawmakers like Connecticut Senator Richard Blumenthal agree.
Clearly, big tech will stop at nothing at gaining profits over protecting kids.
Monday, Blumenthal raised alarms about a new report showing Meta's AI-powered chatbots have had sexually explicit conversations with minors on Facebook and Instagram.
We need to make sure that there are safeguards and guardrails in place.
Juliet says in the meantime, their work will continue.
For me, I'm never going to have my day in court. Justice looks like holding those tech platforms accountable, making sure that we can regulate algorithms, making sure that we listen to LGBTQ young people and not censor them, making sure that these platforms that promise community actually can hold up their end of the bargain and stop leading us to places of harm. It takes listening to survivors, listening to bereaved parents, listening to the realities of how tech has harmed us in order to build tech that can be for good.
Senator Richard Blumenthal's Kids Online Safety Act died in the House last year, but he plans to reintroduce the bill in Congress in the coming weeks. Reporting at the state capitol, Emma Wolforst, Fox 61.
Meanwhile, state leaders are addressing several key challenges in Connecticut's human trafficking response. Earlier today in Hartford, members of the Regionalized Human Traffic Recovery Task Force reviewed how the state responds to trafficking victims. And with the help of nonprofit providers, law enforcement, and state agencies, the task force found 7 areas that need improvement. Leaders say there's only one system for children, a lack of a system of adults, service gaps, duplications, and barriers.
Trafficking doesn't look one way. There's no poster child. It's suburban, it's kids, it's boys, it's girls, it's LGBTQ plus youth, it's hunger, it's manipulation, it's love bombing, and it's survival. It's all of them.
The task force will discuss this report with the Trafficking in Persons Council next week, and after that, they will select state leaders, service providers, and advocates to create policy solutions that would tackle those key problems. Details on this human trafficking report are on our website at fox61.com.
A warning from the town of Enfield tonight. Avoid contact with the Scantic River now through May 10th. A disinfection system at the Summersville wastewater treatment plant's temporarily offline because of maintenance. So that means the runoff water isn't fully treated. There's no health risk right now, but officials recommend you wash immediately if you come into contact with the water. The system's expected to be back online by May 9th.